So what we did was, actually it was kind of really weird. We never really had a plan. We'd been discussing this for a while, let's try and do something. And a friend of mine from Al Jazeera English did a documentary on Nagorno-Karabakh conflict called Rearming the Caucasus. He visited Armenia, Azerbaijan, also Nagorno-Karabakh, and Georgia. And in Georgia, he visited a village in the south, 7 kilometers from the Armenian border, called Tsopi. Tsopi is 80% ethnic Azeri and 20%, no, actually that's not right, 70% ethnic Azeri and 30% ethnic Armenian. The children, ethnic Azeris, ethnic Armenians, go to school side by side. They live side by side. They have no problems. There's a lovely scene, unfortunately we don't have internet connection, so I can't show it to you, but I can send some stuff out on Twitter. A lovely bit where all these kids were assembled outside the school, and Michael is like, so are you Armenian or Azerbaijani? I'm Armenian. Armenian, Azerbaijani. Oh, interesting. Armenian, Azerbaijani, Azerbaijani. Are there any problems? And they're like looking at him like, why are you asking us such a dumb question? And then he's got this cute little 8, 9-year-old Azeri kid, and he's asking, so, do you have Armenian friends? Yes. What's different about your Armenian friends? And he's like looking again like, what a stupid question. Who is this strange foreigner that's just wandered into our school and is now asking dumb questions? Like, what's the differences? And he's really hard-pressed to think of something. He doesn't even mention religion, which is interesting. Ultimately, when pushed, he says, oh, okay, language. And then Michael says, like, is there anything different in here? And the kid is like laughing, no, of course not. Is there anything different in here? No, of course not. This is a reality. And so, I'm waffling too much, I'll be finished soon, you get your chance, sorry. In September, I guess, Arzu and I were in Tel Aviv, in Georgia, for a training seminar on new social media. And I kind of wanted to see if there were Armenian and Azerbaijani villages close by. So I did a search on Wikipedia. Again, here's another use of new media, just to see. I'm going to Tel Aviv, what is there around there that might be interesting for us? Unfortunately, no mixed villages, but there was a village of 10,000 ethnic Azeris. So I just said to Arzu, hey, what do you reckon, shall we go? And she's like, of course, yeah, of course, whatever.
How can we miss this?
Huh?
How can we miss this?
Yeah. And so we went, and as it happens normally, turns out there's a wedding going on, and the next thing we know, we're being dragged to a wedding. And Arzu and I did an audio slideshow, which I can't show you, unfortunately, because we don't have internet connection, but you can see a screenshot of it here. So basically, what I did is I took the photographs, and Arzu did a voiceover, and we stuck it together in sound slides. And I think it was successful, and I think it was a good example that, listen, we can actually get together, and we can actually write and work together without any problems whatsoever. And so in December, thanks to Transitions Online, represented by Andy over there, I wanted to do a second stage, and I did want Arzu to be part of the second stage as well, but you were in the transition of moving, unfortunately. But Dodi, who's sitting at the front row, a Georgian blogger extraordinaire, please stand up, take a bow. Yes, applause, come on. And two...
I'm here.
Oh, sorry. And yes, she likes to be the center of attention. Rusala, please stand up and take a bow. And so Rusala and also Khanim, but Khanim, we'll bring Khanim later. And you're not working, basically, is what you're saying.
She finished working on her idea.
I don't believe she finished. Yeah, you're a troublemaker, no kidding. So we basically went to these villages that my friend Michael had been to, and this is actually what we found. Armenians who speak Azerbaijani. Azerbaijanis that speak Armenian. I mean, can you imagine it? Do you know how weird that is? I'll give you another example. I was sitting in, and there's in Tbilisi, this is another story we did, in Tbilisi, there is a tea house, an Azeri tea house, that's run by ethnic Armenians. And Armenians and Azeris and Yazidis and Iranian Azeris all go there for tea, and you can't tell any of them different because there's so many languages in circulation. I remember being there just before the project, and two guys who came in, sat down, they were speaking Armenian to the owners, they ordered tea, and I'm like kind of thinking, oh, I never knew Armenians liked so much tea. But there they were talking in Armenian. I was with an Azerbaijani friend from Baku, and then suddenly they turned to her and they start speaking in Azerbaijani to her. And it turns out they're actually Azerbaijanis from Baku. But up until that point, I thought they were Armenians. You know, this is the reality, and this is something even the media isn't reporting on. But I think we need to be reminded of these things. And if the media isn't going to report on these things, then we have blogs, we have Facebook, we have Twitter, we have YouTube, we have all of these things. If the media is not going to present this information, then now Arzu, myself, Busala, Dodi, whoever else wants to be part of this, now has the potential to self-publish in various varying different formats. Part of the thing that Transitions Online allowed us to do was this Skype interview, which I hope people took notice of. You can talk to someone in Azerbaijan, and someone in Azerbaijan can talk to someone in Armenia without any problems. And I would like to see more of this happen.
3 minutes.
3 minutes? Okay.
Before you pass.
Sorry?
Before you pass.
Okay, sorry about this.
No, you're well within your limits, man.
And just very recently, for example, even BBC Azeri service contacted us and said, would you and Arzu write something for us on you and social media? You know? And again, this is amazing. This is what happened. And if you would ask me a year ago, by the way, in a year you'll be writing for BBC Azeri service, I'd like, yeah, right. You know? Or the fact that even BBC Azeri service would approach me to ask to do this. And it wasn't propagandist, totally neutral and objective, and with no editorial control whatsoever.
And just one additional to what you just said. And it was all about using social media as means of communication between the two sides. So we used examples from Facebook and Twitter and the project that we did together as an example to show that communication is possible, that the two sides can actually live together.
This is a very nice... I actually quoted you on that. I actually quoted that quote from your blog at some point, I think. And just before you think, I'm going to end now, but just so you don't think I'm totally raving mad, this idea about Facebook is not unique. I was at Bucharest World Blogging Forum, and the media director of the Davos Economic Forum said at the end of my piece, he came up and said, by the way, that's really good. By the way, did you know about this site? peace.facebook.com. This is tracking Greek, Turkish, Israeli, Palestinian online relationships on Facebook to look at trends. And I would love someone to approach these guys and to maybe talk about Armenia Turkish or Armenia Azerbaijan and to track this type of activity to see if there's a prevailing trend. And this is the point whereby I now hand over to Arzu, who can actually read her own words, and then go on to the next bit, which will be on here. You just cycle through, okay?
Thank you, Onnik. So yeah.